I'm Bruce Packer. I have lived in Glen Rock for 20 years. I raised three children here. Our oldest, Jeremy, is now in college. Benjamin, my next son, is in high school, and he's in 10th grade. And Emily, our daughter, is in 7th grade at the middle school. They've had a great life here, and they will continue to. And I love the town.
He's kind, he's considerate, he's patient, and he's passionate. He's passionate about everything that he does.
I believe that as a person, Bruce is exactly who you see in front of you. You never have to wonder what he's thinking. You never have to wonder what his motivation is. His enjoyment in life are his kids and helping the people around him.
Bruce is very outgoing, very warm. Bruce is the kind of guy you feel like you've always known. When you meet him, he's someone that's very comfortable to talk with, very open, real.
I think Bruce is very funny, extremely honest. I feel like he is very down to earth and relatable.
After we moved into Glen Rock, as the kids got older and started to participate in sports, I welcomed the opportunity to become a volunteer and coach as many teams as I could.
You know, he really formed a good bond with the kids. He was very good with the parents also, and you know, it's important to be able to work with the parents about their kids because you know it can be a very emotional issue sometimes if the kids are struggling with something.
And I love teaching them more than just the sport. We work on all kinds of things. Character is a big part of sports. Good sportsmanship is a big part of sports. And I've always enjoyed doing all of those things, as well as instructing them on what they need to know.
He coached my daughter in softball for many years, and he was very nurturing to all the children. And he has a great way of communicating with the parents. Everyone felt special when they were coached by Bruce.
I was asked to join the board of what was then the Glen Rock Baseball Association, and I was the registrar for 2 years, and then I served as president, where I wanted to recognize the girls in the program, and we changed the name from the Glen Rock Baseball Association to the Glen Rock Baseball and Softball Association. I just thought it was important to recognize everybody.
So, you know, we were coaching some years back, and I think I was head coaching that time. This year, he was assistant coaching because he said he had a lot on his plate. And I remember thinking, yeah, we all have a lot on our plate, but no problem, great. So he said, I'll be at the front of the parade, and you know, and I'm thinking, that's weird. Why is he leaving the team? Only to realize when we got to the end of the parade, he's the man on the mound throwing the first softball. He's there, you know, monitoring the field throwing the softball. He's the president of the GRPSA. I didn't even know this. And yet I'm coaching with him, and I think it, you know, maybe it speaks to my ignorance, but I think really what it speaks to is he doesn't brag. He doesn't need to brag. He doesn't have to go around and tell everybody what he's involved in. He's absolutely involved in many things behind the scenes. He just has a sincere interest in being involved. He has a sincere interest in making a change.
One amazing thing about our town is the way people pull together when there is a problem. I've known people who going through difficult situations, and I enjoy helping as well as others. We've had situations here where others have done the same, and it is a great thing about this community that people give back, give to each other, always help out where it's needed.
Bruce's wife, Moya, was diagnosed with cancer a few years ago, and it was tough. It was far enough along that it was a concern to everyone. And Bruce was a rock. He was very solid. He was nurturing and helpful to Moya, and he never seemed extremely distressed. He was just a rock for his family.
But from the get-go, Bruce was like, you know, the knight in shining armor, taking care of everything, as he allowed other people to support them, which is so important in that he, you know, was so devoted to making sure that Moya got the most care, the best care, and also that she was able to just take care of herself.
I ended up having to have a lumpectomy and a mastectomy, and The process was very difficult for the whole family. But Bruce was amazing. You know, I was able to be as positive as I was throughout the whole thing. He was the perfect caregiver. Um, and in fact, this whole town was pretty amazing. And it kind of made me fall in love with the town and to fall in love with my husband all over again.
One of the things I really admired about Bruce is he became a communicator, a very good communicator. He created a website where he could give everybody updates. He sent emails when ever we were asking about certain things that were going on with Moya, and it never took away from him being a father, him being a coach, him doing the things in sports. I mean, he was able to miraculously put everything together and still kind of make it look easy.
And I think the more he got to know the town, the more he got to know the people in the town, the more he decided that he wanted to be involved politically.
When Bruce first told me he was running for mayor, my immediate thoughts were, what a great idea. And the reason why, the words that jumped into my mind was trustworthy, diplomatic, patient.
People say it's a great town, and they're absolutely right. But there are things that could be done better. And I welcome the opportunity to do those things. Our downtown is wonderful, but it can be better. Our fields are good. Our recreation programs are good, but they can be better. And with some creativity, we can find ways to generate revenue, whether it's through age-restricted housing or some other redevelopment to help the property tax burden. There are things we could do, and we need to give it a better shot.
He seems to have a genuine interest in improving the town. Glen Rock is great, but there's a lot of improvements that could be made.
I've spoken to many of the business owners, and they're struggling, and I think more can be done to promote the downtown. And as mayor, I welcome the ability to get much more involved in helping them, promoting them.
I think it's important for everyone in town to support the downtown and do what they can to make sure the stores can sustain themselves down there. And I know he's been looking into it, and he's posted a lot of recommendations on things to do to draw people downtown and make sure the businesses are successful there.
While there may not be an easy answer to magically make everybody profitable and thrive, there is more that our mayor and possibly our council can do.
And, you know, one of the things I really like about Bruce is that, actually as a candidate also, is I think he's very focused on trying to do the right thing, not necessarily the right thing for him, but what he truly believes is the right thing.
I'm not afraid of numbers. I've worked with all kinds of complicated situations, and I do look forward to getting involved in the budget process very closely.
He knows numbers, you know, he knows how all of that works. That's really important. Our budget is huge and extremely complicated, and we need somebody that understands how the numbers work and where we can make changes in the numbers to benefit the community.
But he's also very open to hear perspectives and implement the different needs of the various people in town.
My running mates are Skip Husking and Christine Morico. They're both running for council. Skip is been in Glen Rock almost as long as I have. He was a CEO of a large company for many years. He retired young after a very successful career, and he's been using his time for quite a while now to he runs a foundation that his family started called the Husking Foundation, whose sole purpose is to give their time and give money to good causes. Christine Morico has been in town since the day she was born. She's been here almost 40 years. She has 2 young twins, and she loves this town. She's a 4th generation Glen Rocker. She's a paralegal, and like many, she's seen things not changing, just moving along. And she recognizes that it's time for some younger blood in the council, people who have a better understanding of the young people in our town, and she wants to be that person.
From a father to a coach to a husband, to a person, to hopefully the mayor of Glen Rock. I don't think you're going to find a better person for any of those positions.
I think it's time for a change, and I think Bruce is the person to deliver. It's like I said, you know, he doesn't take anything lightly. If he says he's going to do something, whether it's a small thing or a large thing like running for mayor, he's going to throw himself into it, and he's going to have a very supportive family behind him and a very supportive network of friends in town, and I think he'll thrive as mayor.
We need to just not accept things as they are, and we can make things even better.